Here, Dr. Yaw Osafo, CEO of Medicas Hospital. Hello, Doc. How are you?
Hi, patient number one. How are you?
Thank you very much. Luckily, he has recovered. Well, he's still in the process. How are you, Doc?
Yes, I'm very well, Kwame. How are you?
Nice. I'm fine. And today, I'm happy you're here because we get to answer questions from our listeners.
Wonderful. We don't get to spend enough time answering the numerous questions that Kwame every day. I mean, we are flooded with every week. We are flooded with on the console, the phone calls. So every now and then, we need to give our patients or our listeners, rather, the opportunity to ask questions. So today, it's not a studio. Today, this is a consulting room.
Yes. And we can ask any question, right?
Oh, you can ask any question.
We can literally ask any.
You can anything that's on your mind, and if I'm in a position to give you an answer, I would do that, and then if I'm not, I will do the research and then feedback as soon as possible.
When you said today, we are. You said earlier. You said patience.
Yes.
And then you change to say listeners. No, we are actually patients because you know. So if you're listening in and you need clarity on any of the things that we've talked about as well in the past couple of weeks and months,
absolutely,
that's welcome as well.
Yes,
we did talk about
this year. Yes, we've spoken about a lot of different things. We've even had our guests come in as well to Dr. Levi Nia come in to enlighten us on reconstructive surgery. We've looked at so many other things. Dementia, which we looked at most recently.
Okay.
So it's been a number of different things, but we're talking all things health.
Okay.
Health, from child health to maternity, women's health, the men's health. Today I want to hear from men. I mean, men, our health-seeking habits, terrible.
That's true.
Not what it's supposed to be. And Kwame, recently I was looking at the 2022 mortalities report released by the Ghana Statistical Service.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, for every 10 deaths, it was 6 AMM.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. For the year 2022.
So more men are dying.
More men are dying. We don't know why, whether the women are causing the death.
No, it's not the women. It's the economy. It's the economy.
The economy that has bounced back.
Bounce way. Jai. Don't angry me.
It's like Chelsea bouncing back this season. Or man, you bouncing back with Mr. Mugu in charge.
Charlie. It's a very, very sad thing.
Yeah, so I looked at those statistics, and also hypertension was number one.
Oh, wow.
37.8% of all the deaths caused by hypertension. And I know that when it comes to high blood pressure, men just draw away from that conversation. So today it's an opportunity. I know coming to the hospital, sometimes because of the way culturally we're brought up, a man is not supposed to complain. Now you be to be an alcohol hospital, that kind of attitude. So today, the guys
cry into me soon.
No.
Because
you're going to be macho about it.
You are in pain, but you can't cry.
You can't cry. So
my guy, cry.
Cry, let them pamper you. Come in, that you are crying to, and there's somebody to pamper you.
That's the thing.
Me, that go. Be professionally, I have a nurse at home.
Okay.
You see, and then
good for you. So you can't cry.
Me so by heart. I thought we could have a shadow.
Oh, that.
When they are film, tears, there is flowing.
Yeah, they back.
So,
all right. Yes. So the number to call is 0302 216 or you can send us a WhatsApp message on 055 1111997. So 0302 216 That's the number to call. Or you can send us a WhatsApp message as well, and the doctor will speak to it. 0302 216 41 or 055 1111997. It's interesting that you mentioned men's health because our first question is about men's health.
Okay. What do we have?
Ishak in Medina says, good afternoon, doctor. Please, I want to know if there is a cure for premature ejaculation.
This one is like Pasco. Now, see, I'm BC. You know, when you are prepared, you have to solve some 1 or 2 per school. And then
we are past school.
you know what is coming. So when I say the man should add you, first question, how I never find.
You know what is coming?
Hey, language.
It is not. Actually, I always said it.
Language. Okay.
I'm just staying on topic. That's all.
Yeah, stay on topic.
Yeah,
Okay,
yes,
I've changed my mouth.
Okay, so
Right,
like
so-
that, comedians say we will overcome.
You. All right. So premature ejaculation. So Kwame, during sexual intercourse, there isn't an globally agreed time frame for a man to go through that sexual response cycle from phase 1 all the way to phase 4. Kwame, what is the agreed? What's that phase?
You said there isn't an agreed. You didn't go to the ladies' meeting. There isn't an agreed. I'll be there.
So the ladies have.
They have
their-
agreed
they
the
have
time.
agreed their
Maybe the
time,
communication has not reached you.
I'm waiting for that
Yo.
memo. I'm waiting for that memo to arrive. Philip, do you have that memo?
Share. The ladies have you see, there's an agreed time not to.
The minimum
Aha.
below which nobody should fall.
Hey, if you do that,
okay.
You have Spartans.
One, 2, 7, 1 minute.
Akofa is their spokesperson.
Akofa is their spokesperson.
Yeah, she just
okay. Right. So until that memo arrives, we can say that we don't have a globally accepted position on the duration. But we usually go through that sexual response cycle, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. And then you would expect during phase 3 that the orgasm phase is climaxed with an ejaculation. It is supposed to be as long enough to be pleasuring for both parties involved. So if your partner can get to phase 3 at the same time as you get to phase 3, then there isn't a problem. So the problem happens when there's that discrepancy, or one is driving a Ferrari and then the other one is driving Mechanibi. You know, then one will get there before the other, and there's a tendency for that to create a problem. I would say that yes, there are solutions to premature ejaculation if the diagnosis is made right. Because sometimes people have certain unrealistic expectations because of certain influences that they might have had in the past. To call me Obi person or Kosa before. No, that's unrealistic. That's what I mean by realistic expectation. So although there isn't a standard, minimum time, there isn't also a standard maximum time. So it is just a question of the parties involved.
Okay.
Going at a uniform pace and arriving at the same point at the same time.
So this is something we can discuss.
As in discuss as
with the other party.
As in negotiations.
Yes.
The way they are doing in Gaza. Who peace talks.
Yeah, because we have to negotiate and know okay, your car is slow. You understand? So
your car is fast.
It's okay.
So,
let's leave it there.
I mean, yes, you should negotiate. You should know. And then when you are going there, you are changing the specs, kakra, and then you get there.
Okay.
So yes, there are answers. He should reach out. But there are answers. There are solutions.
Now, this message is interesting. It doesn't have a name, but it says, "Please, my urine tastes sweet. Why?"
Right.
No, calm down. Hold on. I want to understand.
You want to understand why?
How? Like, what happened? You understand?
The circumstances of the question.
Of the question.
Of the urine and tasting
sweet.
Kwame, this is why it's like when you ask a question, draw an answer with illustrated diagrams.
Because
show you how.
I can't think far.
I can't think far. Oh, there are a few possibilities.
But
let me just say that. Kwame, long ago, in the 17th century, in England, doctors had to taste urine.
Hey,
Oh yes. Why do you think people respect us? Your ancestors from where?
you had to.
Oh yes. That was the only way. Look, scientific developments are very, very recent in man's history. So things were very, very basic many years ago. So to be able to detect disease, urine, for example, was tested. So you are a doctor. Yeah, no, actually, doctor is swag. There's a whole question. So you dip your finger in it and you taste it. And if it is sweet tasting, then you make a diagnosis of diabetes mellitus.
Oh.
Honey sweet. That is what it means, that name. That is what it means, honey sweet. So that is the origin of the name.
So if your urine tastes sweet, doesn't mean you're a sweetheart.
Kwame, debut.
Oh, wow.
I know the Fahokra. Sweetheart, they're not just a ATM card and all.
Okay.
With PIN and everything. With no limit.
Okay.
Then that one. You can have
Then
that.
now you can be sweetheart.
Exactly.
Hey.
So one of the ways, you see, urine is a waste product. It's a reflection of a lot of things happening in your body. So the examination of urine, there are usually three parts. You've got a physical examination of urine, then we do the biochemical examination of urine, and sometimes we can even have the microscopic examination of the urine.
Okay.
So tasting the urine is very, very important. So to answer that question, if your urine tastes sweet, please, you need to get a blood sugar test done. Talk to your doctor, talk to your family physician, and get a blood glucose test done.
So it's not exactly a good thing.
No. Most likely you are suffering from diabetes. When the
So
blood levels,
how is urine supposed to taste?
Kwame, it should taste like there's no sugar in it.
Okay. No, I just need to know because some people might want to have a sip this evening, just to be sure.
Kwame, do you know that some time ago in this country, there was a big promotion about drinking urine? Oh, look in the archives. Our senior members here in the archive.
80 what? And that's 70 something.
Kwame Bitis one pass me over a 7 market.
Let's get on the phone lines. I think somebody is here. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, sir. What's your name?
Yeah, Abu Muhammad from Japan.
All right, let's hear you, sir.
Yeah. It was a news file. Kuku Sechadu was the host then. I remember.
Okay.
Yeah, doctor stated it on this show before, Chef. Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, my question is, if, for instance, you abstain from sex maybe for close to 1 year, have you got any side effects from you, the man, and also to your wife? Maybe for some reason, maybe you have some domestic problems, you understand, and you decide to abstain from sex for that long. Is there any side effect? After all, you eat well, you train very well, and all that. And Doc, how many urine have you tasted in your career? Thank you very much.
Kwame, can I take the fifth? Can I plead the fifth?
No.
Hey. Kwame, friend is
Abu Muhammad.
Abu Muhammad. Please. When I reference the time frame, I say 17th century England. And then 21st century Ghana. It's urine tasting. And they are to check. We will not be tasting urine already. Our ancestors have already sacrificed enough. So it's okay. Right. Kwame, also another question we get a lot is about abstaining from sex and whether or not that has any adverse effects on the human. Well, it's a very complicated answer I have. Number one, sex has a lot of potential benefits, both physically and emotionally. So if you have enjoyed it in the past and you know about the benefits, and I think recently I spoke with them on her show, Home Affairs, about the health benefits of good sexual relationship, a healthy sexual relationship. Kwame, you sleep better. No two ways. And when you sleep better, you have a lot of benefits: depression, anxiety, and then an overall positive image of the individual. It's even a pain relief. During sex, you release certain chemical substances, we call them endorphins. They work like opiates, and they can actually control chronic pain. So if you are not having sex and you used to have sex before, then obviously you are not going to get these advantages, which are usually psychological, emotional satisfaction. So during that period, if you are denied something that you are used to, which makes you happy, then it can affect your mental health.
Okay.
But whether or not that in itself can cause some disease, not really. Sometimes there have been attributions of lack of ejaculation and connections been made with the development of prostate disease, or specifically prostate cancer. And they realize that in men who do not ejaculate often, then they have an increased risk of prostate disease. So that thing is out there. So what is enough? What is that time frame and all of that? That's a bit that's variable, but that's the general setup. So we're not
That's why
talking
I've
just
seen some, health professionals on some shows who say a man has to do like 23 times a month or something.
Right. So I don't think the number has been firmed up. And Kwame, the word is ejaculate. Bringing that semen out.
Okay.
So you know why I'm driving at or where I'm going with that. We are not saying sex.
I understand.
But we are saying ejaculation.
I understand.
You
take matters into your own hands.
Exactly. So somebody may not have had sex with another human being, but might have ejaculated, and therefore that person is not at risk.
He took matters into his own hands. Oh, yeah.
So for the females as well, then it's the same. What I would think would happen is that if the person is used to it, then denying the person of it then would create those emotional challenges that some individuals they will not get the benefits that they get emotionally.
So if you don't bring it out, to me that it's okay. It's okay. I'm just saying sometimes floods do happen.
Flood.
Yeah, that's
so when you release it.
It's okay, don't worry. I'm taking my question back. Let's see who's here. Hello?
Hello, Lexis.
Yes, sir. Welcome. What's your name?
Friday Watson from Selma.
All right, let's hear you.
I'm asking doctor about the fasting. They say we can do the fasting like a week. It's good for our health because it lets our intestine rest a bit. I want to know from doctor, is that right to do the fasting a week? Only water without any food. You can take like fruits, but cooked food is not right. It lets your intestine. That's right to do a fasting a day. The whole week can do a day, or 2 weeks can do a day. No food, only for dry food. Only natural food, not cooked food. That's right.
Okay.
Right. So, Kwame, I think we've had a whole session on this fasting visit. I think it was something that we used to do prior to the Ramadan, period. And so we've talked about it before. Indeed, there's a lot about fasting that you can get on the internet, but I'd say this. Your body needs nutrients. And I think every child up to P6 can tell you about the 6 food groups or the nutrients that the body needs. Kwame, if you study biochemistry, the human's biochemistry, you'd realize that the moment your body goes 8 hours without food, anything that contains calories, carbohydrates, all right, that you can obtain carbohydrates from. Remember, glucose is the energy currency of your body. And therefore, if you go 8 hours without putting anything into the stomach, to the intestines for glucose to be absorbed, a certain biochemical process starts, all right, that tries to break down stored glucose. So your body stores excess glucose in the form of glycogen. All right, so your body starts to retrieve that into the blood. What is that telling you? It's telling you that no, your body actually needs a certain constant intake. So if you don't provide it, it starts to retrieve it. So it's got stores, but that stores, it's depleted after some point. If you do 18 up to 18 hours, another biochemical process called gluconeogenesis, the formation of new glucose from what? Protein sources, which you get a lot from your muscle. So your body starts to take proteins from your muscles to form glucose out of it. So this is all happening before even 24 hours. So,
Wow.
since you last ate.
Yeah.
So these two processes, the breakdown of stored glucose and the formation of new glucose, will tell you that denying or depriving the body for such a long period of time without intake of energy is not something that the body encourages. So you need to put something in. Question is always, how much are we putting into our bodies? So I understand the concept of letting your bowel rest and so on and so forth. Yes, we do too much of wrong food, and that for me is a big problem. But this whole ketogenic diet business and starvation diet and all of that. So if you see a registered dietitian and you go to the obesity clinic, which is one of the clinics I run at Medicus myself, we will put you on a certain program. If we want you to lose weight, then we will encourage these two processes I've talked about, so that your body goes for that stored glucose in the form of fat, goes for stored fat, and then also tries to make some new glucose. So Kwame, see all the refugees. Why are they all skinny? Where's all their muscle gone? It's all been eaten up by your own body just to make glucose for the body.
So how did Jesus do it in Matthew chapter 4?
Kwame, Intia na ye kan Bible. Bible na ye spiritual. But numerical.
That's not so funny fasting and then spiritual. 40 days, 40 nights.
Yeah, spiritual.
A spiritual fast.
There be a spiritual. Bible need everything in it is spiritual. What try Jesus? Why here you?
Any of 1 year pa?
Kwame, you and I were not there.
Okay.
There was no camera for pictures for us to do.
Yeah.
But yes, at the biochemical level, these changes are not good. And when you start to depend on protein and you start to depend on fat breakdown for glucose, then Kwame, you begin to form certain dangerous chemical substances in your body called ketone bodies. These ketone bodies will change the acidity of your blood, something we call the pH. And once the pH of your body is altered, then you can have a lot of challenges with important salts like potassium and sodium in your blood. Okay. So for me, I'm not an advocate just based on the biochemistry of the body, the human body, to put yourself through these things.
Okay,
there may be spiritual reasons, but strictly medical reasons, no.
This is one last question that we are out of time, but I need you to speak to it.
He
says,
quickly.
Adam says, I'm 48 years. Recently, I've noticed the lack of motivation to do things. Going to work has become a chore, and I feel so unproductive. I've been thinking about seeing a psychologist or psychiatrist. Is this something to do with midlife crisis, or there's something else happening?
Well, I mean, the first thing that went off is depression, and we are out of time. That's what I've gone into what midlife crisis is and what depression is. But she's just given us some of the telltale signs of clinical depression.
Okay.
And I will just tell her, reach out to us or your family physician. We've got a mental health unit, and last week I mentioned it.
Yeah.
And we'll put you in touch with our mental health physician.
How can he reach out?
So the number is 0501 477 340. 0501 477 340. And that is our WhatsApp number as well.
Dr. Osafo, thank you so much. We're grateful. This has been a very interesting session as well. And
My pleasure.
We'll see you next week, yeah?
Definitely.
It's Opening Clinic with Dr. Yaw Osafo here on Joy 99.